Netflix's Avatar is now 22 days away from hitting our screens, and the promos have not slowed down one bit. For example, we got a new Sokka promo, a Zuko promo, and by far the biggest one is a clip showing us Aang versus Bumi. So let's jump right in. First of all, we're going to start off with the Sokka promo. As we can see, he's talking with the Mechanist. He's talking about how finding your path in life isn't the easiest, and you got to embrace it once you find it. And I really like how this is the first clip, because there's been a lot of controversy online with Sokka. People are not happy with the changes in that report out there, and honestly I think people are overreacting just a little bit. Like, yeah, obviously Sokka's sexism in the first 4 episodes of the original series is very important for his character growth, but as you can see here, he's still gonna have a great arc. And honestly, it reminds me of Sanji in the One Piece live action, because over there they said they were going to be toning him down a little bit, but they still hit the same character beats and everybody was happy with him, everyone was happy with the show. So I can't see why it wouldn't be the same with this series as well, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. The rest of the trailer is mostly recycled footage, but there is a frame of something new. We have Sokka in his battle uniform, likely ready to fight Zuko when he arrives in episode 1, and I hope it's just as silly as it was. Obviously they can't use cartoony sound effects, but hopefully they can find a different way to let the humor translate, so I'll have to see on that. But let's move on to the Zuko trailer, which out of all of these promos thus far this week, I'd say Zuko's is probably the one with the most new footage. We see he's obviously angry. He's yelling at Iroh about being banished until he captures the Avatar. He brings up about digging into every hint and rumor of the Avatar, and I like this approach because it's kind of similar to what the show is going to be doing with Aang. They're not just clumsily figuring things out. It's not a week-to-week adventure. They're not just taking pit stops to locations. We're going to see more footage of him just solving the Avatar mystery. You see all the different papers in the background, and I think a serialized drama is going to make these scenes a billion times better. And we obviously have another scene here of him in the Southern Water Tribe, but let's go into an interview that Albert Kim did with IGN. He talked about them using other materials that aren't the series itself to improve this live action series, and this had to do with the graphic novels, books, etc. He said, quote, "There's some really rich material that we drew on from there, and I think fans will be ... Some fans will be very excited to see that. Other fans, it'll be new for them because they haven't gone through that stuff, but I'm not sure if we should be talking about spoilers." And honestly, I think this could be great for some extended Fire Nation stories we'll be getting. For example, Azula's story in book 1, it is obviously a prequel, and this could be based on that Zuko prequel comic we have. And while we're on the topic of the Fire Nation, it was also discussed that we're going to be hanging out there way more per episode. We've decided to do a little more of a Fire Nation story in the first episode because it gave us kind of some regular sets and environments that we could go back to in every episode, because our heroes are traveling from location to location every episode, but we can always go back to the Fire Nation throne room for a scene or two in each episode, and it'll give us a little more stability in the storytelling. And honestly, this is not a surprise at all. It's actually a welcome change for me. We actually have a new clip of Aang fighting Bumi, and it looks fantastic. I love Aang doing a backflip here over the rock, and this is just an extended clip from what we saw in the trailer, like the Zuko one we went over moments ago. And there's also a still photo of King Bumi that came out on Albert Kim's Twitter account, and I really like this because he moves so quickly in the trailer, and some people aren't super happy with his design. Some people are kind of in the middle. I actually quite like it, and I think it looks good. And obviously they're going for a more grounded serialized drama, but not everything has to look perfect. We also can see the Earth Kingdom logo in the background, and this is obviously probably closer to the end of the Amashu episode, or maybe it's in the middle. There is a lot of new stuff, of course, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's all the information we currently do have. I will be returning with a new video when we do get new information.